Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Scenic View podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Owens, Communications Director here at Scenic. Alongside the usual crew, artists Watkins, Suzanne Beasley, and Sammy Klein, we have a special guest today, the leader of our pack, the leader of the pack. We're going to splice in that music right there. Junior Hulen is going to join us today to talk about EMPAC and elections and how to get involved. So stick around. All right, so let's get down to business. Okay, first off, I just want to know, am I saying your name right? Do you want to, we refer to you as Junior, so you're cool with that?
Junior's fine. Yes.
Okay.
Junior's perfect. How y'all doing today?
Junior is from Fayetteville, right?
Yes, sir.
And he is going to talk to us all about elections, like I said, but we do want to get into the news of the week before we get to that discussion. Big thing I found this week, and we've talked about it a lot, is the report released by the State Auditor Dave Boliek's committee, the Division of Accountability, Value, and Efficiency, or DAVE, I guess we would call it that.
Yep.
They released a report on over $1 billion in lapsed salary dollars for roughly 8,800 long-term employee vacancies. And this week, they had a hearing on that, right, Suzanne?
They did. Auditor Boliek came, along with his staff, to the Joint Legislative Oversight Committee on General Government. They presented the audit report, and there's quite a bit in it. A bit misleading how they gathered information.
I guess your overall take on
Well, there's such a mixture of funding, but the overall take of it is job cuts. Okay. Position cuts are coming.
You expect that down the pike then.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a precursor to that, right?
Yeah, I don't think we'd be having these conversations on this,
Yeah, it was interesting.
Findings.
Auditor Boliek said, I'm not here to tell you to cut the jobs, but here you go. And he also wasn't saying, in our opinion, that's not he's just, quote, presenting facts. The problem is some of those recommendations go beyond facts and they get into kind of armchair quarterbacking, what should be done. And one thing was get the state employee salary competitive with state employee salary in states around us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, number one, that's not your competition for the most part. It can be in, cities or counties on state line. But for the most part, you're competing with the private sector.
So I have a few questions for you, you two experts.
Well, wait a minute. I want to say one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
But in addition to competing with the private sector, you don't even have to go to another state to have government pay better than our state government. Our city, county governments, in so many cases, pay so much more right now than the state government does. So corrections, as the example we like to give, you could make so much more as a starting detention officer at a sheriff's detention center than you could possibly make in a state prison. So making that recommendation to kind of try to be competitive with other states is missing the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my first question, why is lapsed salary a problem in their eyes? Like, why would that lead to job cuts? I guess, what's the argument?
Yeah. Suzanne, you want to go first?
I was just going to say, so there's a little bit of an opinion out there that that's how agencies are padding what they need for operations by not filling positions and using that money for other things that they need in the agency. Well, then you're not funding that agency appropriately.
Yeah.
If that's a problem.
Yeah. So, okay, they had multiple points. One was, look, some of these jobs have never been advertised. Mm-hmm. And that is 100% true. In some cases, it's because they have so many vacancies that they're having to hire temps or they're having to pay people overtime. There's some underfunded personnel items that agencies will use lapsed salary to fill in the gap for. So that's number one. And number two,
their argument is that it's like a shell game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in some cases, look, we're not going to sit here and say, yep, no agency has ever inappropriately used, or at least for the purpose it wasn't intended, lapsed salary money. We're never going to say that. But it is not some kind of crisis because they are using it in so many cases for, again, underfunded personnel issues. When a job's not been posted, if you know you're not filling that job, you can't find a pool of candidates that qualify, you're going to work the folks you have overtime, and you're going to hire temps or whatever you need to do. Junior, I can tell something's on your mind.
My question is, why don't they go ahead and give better benefits in order to be able to hire individuals that will take that job?
Such a logical.
And it was an interesting thing. To Auditor Boliek's credit, it seemed like he was saying two things. Number one, a lot of these jobs must not be needed. He didn't say those words, but he certainly gave the inference that some of these jobs must not be needed. So do what you will, legislature. But he also said that we're clearly not competitive. We're not paying enough in some of these jobs. But again, what we never heard was, it would be our suggestion as the auditor's office that y'all appropriate more money.
Right.
We never heard that. Anyway, there was clearly this feeling in the room that the idea was, hey, we've got all this money in lapsed salary. That's what we can potentially use to beef up what we got and then cut some of the rest of government, forgetting that the more you cut government, the more you're going to exacerbate these current problems, but also forgetting what was not discussed at all. Reversions.
Yeah, where does that money go?
Yeah, there's lapsed salary, and then there's salary that reverts if it's not spent back to the state. And the last year we had the data for was 2023, and I think it was $1.13 billion in what was supposed to go to salaries, went back to the state. Well, I mean, that's a huge amount of money that went into the general fund. It wasn't used. It didn't go back to the state and then get used to beef up salaries so we didn't lose any more people. And Office of State Budget Management said in 2024, when they reported this, that a high portion of that they attributed to the record high vacancy rates.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's talking about that. What got put back in the general fund?
No, they're not. Director of OSHR, Stacy Meyer, was also there to present. She did a great job of laying out the issue with temps and also the legislation that's now session law that is going to allow for streamlining hiring people, so how that'll affect what we're doing in the future. And then Secretary of State Elaine Marshall, she also presented, but she started out making the point that we're understaffed, we're underpaid. She made a very strong point. So the theme with the folks that were, making other presentations were, we don't have enough people, we're not paying enough, we can't recruit.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody in the room would have missed it that day. Yeah. That at the end of it, no matter what was said during debate, at the end of the conversation, you really were left with, we don't fund our agencies or our employees enough. And if you look at what these agencies get dollar for dollar, compared to, if you compare today's dollar to yesterday's and compare what agencies were funded at 10, 15, 20 years ago, they're being funded less.
Yeah. My second question you pretty much answered, but was that how do you make a leap from we have all this lapsed salary, so we have to cut positions when there are so many other needs in agencies? But you guys answered it. So where do we go from here, I guess?
We'll see. There was also a little undertone of surprise that I picked up on. Just like folks didn't realize this was an issue. And I know Senator Terrence Everett spoke up. We were all like, why is this a surprise? This is not a new issue.
Yeah.
We are underpaid. We are understaffed. And you can't get people to come to work for the state. So why any of this information was a surprise is beyond my understanding. There was nothing new.
No, it's just a different way of looking at it.
Right.
It's kind of like DMV. Everybody seemed like, what, this year, what we need to do?
Yeah.
Let's create more positions for it. When that had been what the people from DMV had been asking for
years. And
so here we are.
Yeah, that was confusing to me when we're talking about cutting positions, and then the one thing that's come out of Dave so far is adding positions at DMV, right?
Because we are the infrastructure of North Carolina.
That's right.
The state employees, they're the ones that keep North Carolina going. So why not strengthen that so that you'll get more businesses coming in, that there's more revenue, more taxes for them. And if you take care of the state employees, you'll never have to worry about vacancies if you give them better benefits, increase their pay. you know you got a guarantee of jobs.
And make it enticing to come to work for state government. It's not anymore.
Yeah, because
it's just not anymore. But to your comment about infrastructure, yes, the state employees have built the infrastructure that we have in North Carolina. State employees provide the good services that we get in North Carolina that makes businesses want to come here and bring, their families and grow and prosper. So if that starts suffering, then North Carolina's not going to be number one in that.
Yeah, they're going to lose businesses.
One of the legislators the other day in committee said, I never hear anybody talk about ROI, return on investment, and I'm so glad to hear it talked about today. Well, let's talk about that. We love to talk about that. Because economists from NC State have literally shown with retirees that any dollar you spend on a COLA is going to come back into the North Carolina economy many more times than that dollar that you're spending. And the same thing is true with state employee raises. Number one, if you suppress state employee wages, you keep everybody's wages suppressed. So not only do we want to attract large businesses to the state, but we want the smaller businesses that are already here to be able to thrive. And right now, consumers are cutting way back on what they're spending. If you're choking state employees out from getting raises, you're affecting every small business in your community, without question.
Because back in the day, third generation state employee, now that's not a thing to talk about anymore because most people are not going, well, your child needs to go to the state, because back then when I started, we won't talk about how long ago that was, but when I started, my father was like, there's guaranteed health insurance. You're guaranteed vision, dental, and all like that. Even when you retire, you only got to do 30 years. Now you do 30 years, but you don't get the health benefits.
Yeah, anybody that was hired after 2021.
After 2021,
that benefit
you don't get any benefits. Those are triggers to make people want to come work for you for the state. Just like the military. You knew you do 20, you got a retirement check, you got health care, and that's how people went in the military. Same thing with the state. But now you don't have that carrot to dangle in front of people anymore.
I mean, I think Auditor Boliek's staff, they did great work in terms of this is really, I love their dashboard. I love all of that stuff. I love that information. I think they're trying to do the right thing. I think that the issues agencies are facing are really complex, and it's honestly very hard for agency heads to come in, look at the legislature and say, you're just choking us out, because that doesn't go very well for them. I mean, that's the theory anyway. And I also think that we hear more and more from agency heads that they're not hearing about cuts that are going to happen till their agency until it's done. Used to be we would go through tremendous conversations in committees about that kind of thing. And
not so much anymore. Auditor Boliek did say that he's got another report coming mid-January-ish, that he was giving agencies another opportunity to give their input about the vacancy issues and positions.
Especially about ones they haven't filled and why,
So when do they come back for session?
April 21st.
April 21st.
Is when the short session
So they don't have another
There's not
impromptu session
Yeah,
before that?
I'm sure there will be.
Okay.
Before we get there. Obviously, we have to wait until primaries. I started to say midterms. Once primaries are over, then they can actually do business again. These interim meetings they consist of hearings, informational kind of things. So no action.
Okay.
No action.
Okay. Obviously, we are in favor of transparency. We say it about every episode, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is just another form of transparency, like you said.
Yeah, I think it's the age-old story that it's a knee-jerk reaction. I understand it, but it's a knee-jerk reaction to say, whew, we don't have enough money, so let's go. And every party's done this. Let's go to the state employees, let's cut them. And yet they leave massive pools of money that no one's deeply looking into. And that's, again, as we've often said, that's in these massive contracts, the really big ones. You don't really, you don't get at all public information on some of those. How can you possibly continue to cut? Because if you cut employees, you're cutting the services.
That's right.
What are you doing? Like, even if you were to cut taxes, you're cutting services, you've done nothing. You're at best at baseline.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good place to bring in Junior Hulen, our leader of the pack, as I like to call it. I like that. I played that song one time when we had the pack leader speaking at our convention, and it's kind of stuck in my head. So you became statewide chairman of EMPAC, and what was it, 2 years ago or
A year ago.
A year ago? Okay,
Yes,
so this is your starting your second year,
Yeah,
right?
starting
And
my
before you jump in here, let's go ahead and tell folks who may not know, EMPAC is
Oh, yeah.
EMPAC, and it stands for the Employees Political Action Committee. So it's the political arm of Scenic.
Yeah. So I'm working on our new website, and they ask what the M stands for in EMPAC. And I was like, it's just employees, like employees.
Yeah,
Political.
yeah.
And I think it's pretty clever. I think
it's a good acronym.
I'm thinking we should do like a lowercase M, though, on the logo.
That's
But I don't know. I'll bring that up at the next meeting.
We digress.
So let's start by talking a little bit about Junior. Like I said, you're from Fayetteville, right? Did
Yeah.
you grow up in Fayetteville?
Yes, I grew up in Fayetteville. I've been in Fayetteville since 5 years old. Went in the
Okay.
military, Army Reserves, worked for the state at the same time,
Okay.
and tried to leave. Didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
So,
Are you retired now?
yes.
Okay. So where did you work?
I worked at Hope Correctional Facility that's closed down now. It's funny, our past president was my sergeant, Cliff
Okay.
Brown, and everything. I started working around about 19 years old.
Okay. And as a correctional officer?
Yeah, was
Okay.
a correctional officer. I ended up working as the perk team and ended up doing prison honor guard and became an instructor.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Great. And when did you become active in Scenic, I guess?
Actually, the first day, Cliff Brown introduced me into Scenic, and I've actually been a Scenic member for 35 years now.
That's so cool.
Were you
Yeah.
an active member that whole time, or?
The first 6 years, no, because I was trying to figure out what to do at
Yeah.
prison because I didn't want to stay in prison the whole time. I wanted to do other different things. But Cliff got me more active into it, and I've been doing little small things. I'm in District 22 down toward Fayetteville.
Very
was
active
helping
district down there.
Yeah. I've been the district membership chair. I've been the EMPAC district chair. I've helped out with organizing things that District 22 does for the whole time. And then I got on EMPAC more because the district chair, Deborah Horney, asked me to take the place of who the district EMPAC chair was. And that set fire up under me right there.
So you found your passion. That's where I was going to go next. So where did you find your passion for?
I have always been a person who's been down the center. I've been asked, well, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? I tell them, no, I'm an S. I'm a state employee.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's who I look for. That's who I take care of. And when I became EMPAC chair, I've been asked that by majority leaders and legislators, and I let them know. It's not about the D, it's not about the R, it's about the S. It's the state employees. They're the ones that help maintain and control the state for us.
Yeah, that's a good segue into just your philosophy for EMPAC and Scenic in general, I guess. But, we like to keep it bipartisan, nonpartisan around here.
Yeah, bipartisan. If you are a Republican or Democrat and you help the state employees, we're happy to have you. One of the funny jokes was I told somebody if Mickey Mouse was up there, I'm happy to have him because he's looking out for state employees.
He'd
We're
probably have a lot of
issue-driven.
pull.
Issue-driven.
Issue-driven.
He'd have some deep pockets.
And a note, too, is that all of our members that serve on the state PAC have to commit to be nonpartisan. So, there's a really good vetting of.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because I think some people probably have an idea that, the Scenic staff makes all the decisions, or, the people at the lobbyists probably just tell them who to vote for. Tell us how it works.
What I do is whenever I go to any districts, I let them know first start off, I introduce myself and I tell them I work for you.
Yeah.
I'm not a Scenic staff member. I work for you. I talk to y'all to find out what you want, how you want things to go. And then I bring that back to my area chairs. We sit down and talk. Anything that helps state employees, that's what we look out for.
So how does EMPAC decide who to back or endorse?
We end up having a meeting and we sit down, we go through each of the seats and everything, and we sit down and determine who is best for us. We do interviews. We sit down and ask questions. We have our political strategists and our government relations, Ms. Suzanne Beasley and Flint Benson, to sit down and create questions for us. And we ask the candidates. And we do open interviews. We sit down and have a conversation with them, and they answer the interviews. They answer the questions and everything. And then after that, we sit down and make that determination who is best for state employees.
And you guys do a great job, too, of giving us input on those questions. It's a team effort to put all that together to have your folks prepped for interviews.
Yeah, I think my first glimpse of this, of how we'll interview anyone, was when I think we interviewed Dan Forrest a few years back for the governor's position, and he was suing us at the time. So we'll bring whoever. I mean,
fair's fair, yeah.
You reach out to anyone.
We reach out to all candidates. Please come, and if they respond, and we recommend for them to respond. That way we have a determination on who's best for state employees. We give each candidate an opportunity, and some of them do not know who we are. And we sit down and explain that. What I'm trying to set up now is when they come to the interviews, we have multiple state employees there. So that way we introduce the state employees. So you hear from all divisions or branches of state employees. So they'll understand that we're a large group. There's a whole lot of state jobs. And in that way, you'll know these are the people you're representing. And the fun part of it is their constituents.
Yeah. That's right.
So if it's their constituents, they need to know where they need to put emphasis.
Yeah, if staff was making these decisions on who to endorse, we wouldn't know so much that y'all know from being the constituents and living in the community with some of these candidates. I mean, I learn a lot from the folks on EMPAC.
That's always interesting.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback off of what you just said, Junior, that, there's an interview panel of candidates' constituents, and that's completely member-driven.
Every now and then, you might have me as chair or vice chair or my past chair that's at a different region because we're helping with the interview, but it's morally based of their constituents that are talking and doing the interviews.
We would miss a lot of information because the folks back home know, oftentimes literally know the candidates, maybe know them from the community itself. And we wouldn't be near as successful because generally y'all have a very high percentage rate of winning races, the person you endorse winning the race, because the community's locked in. They know who's supported them.
And Scenic members vote.
Yes,
I
definitely vote.
That was going to be my next question was, we've talked on here a lot recently about the role of APAC in general. Usually people, not APAC, but but usually you think of, you hear the word PAC or political action committee, you think of money first. Money, money. This is a big pool of money that they use to influence selection. That's not our biggest strength, right?
No.
We do have money. We're not going to say we don't have money.
Yeah. But like this upcoming year, we're going to be doing morely boots on the ground. I want to be able to have organization, different things now, where we actually start working at the polls for the candidate. We go around to the neighborhoods and drop off flyers. We're sitting there. We have a bipartisan card that all the individuals that we endorse, we have a bipartisan card that we have given out at the polling sites. And a lot of times that's more emphasis because most people look at it and go, wait a minute, you got Democrat, Republican, and Independent up here. Yes, these are the people that are looking out for state employees. That's more emphasis than just a straight Democrat ticket or a state Republican ticket.
Yeah. When you walk into a polling place and the Republicans and then the Democrat, you really don't know who to vote for. Especially for positions that you're not really paying
for
attention
our
to.
Issues, yeah. Specifically for our
I think
issues.
it's very beneficial.
I think you get a lot of attention from voters in line when you talk to them, though, once you tell them, I'm not trying to get you to vote straight anybody's ticket.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, well, let me see that.
Yeah, this right here is actually an oversight of seeing how state employees chose these individuals to help run the state.
Because a lot of people may not realize that that's happening, but I can guarantee you that the majority of people either have people in their family who work for state government or their neighbor.
Or a retiree.
They know people. So it may not click how these issues are important. And those one-on-one conversations, the boots on the ground, those are so impactful.
And state employees are relatable. If you say, here's who the billionaires have chosen, you're not going to click with everyday Joe. If you say, here's who the state employees, like, honestly, people, it is interesting. They perk up because, that's been my experience working for state candidates as well.
Well, 100% of state employees are your average Joes. We're out there working. So we're always looking for something that will help us. And EMPAC is here to help.
And a lot of people have money.
Yes.
A lot of people have money to give, but not a lot of people have the number of boots you're talking about putting on the ground.
Yes.
And I love your vision for this. I know you're engaging a couple of other committees within Scenic that are excited to work with EMPAC.
Yeah, our boots on the ground, we're going with emerging leaders and growth and expansion. That way we have more individuals to be able to help the candidate that we endorse. And it, like John said, we have money, but it's not always about the money. It's about the appearance. It's about the connection to everybody. Because for an example, if I know my wife and a couple of friends that are state employees, that right there is 5-6 votes right there.
That's right.
So if you sit down and think, and EMPAC, we have for Scenic, actually, we have over 40,000 members. If you times that by 5, and then that's your district, that covers your votes. So, actuality, state employees can make a difference on you winning or losing.
That's right.
I mean, it is a unique thing to be a big enough block if you talk about state employees and retirees and even one family or friend. In close races, that's the race.
Make a difference.
And especially if they're willing to cross party lines to vote or don't have party lines in the first place. So I know we've had very prominent politicians. Senator Berger was one of them years ago who came and spoke to our board, actually, and said, look, for candidates, one of the most valuable things you can do, we love the money. We'll take the money. But what we really can't buy is regular North Carolinians talking to regular North Carolinians about somebody they believe in.
And it's not just Scenic members, which you said 40,000 or state employees, which I'm sure that's like 100,000 or so. It's people on the state health plan in general. That's about 1/10 of the state. They should care about our issues, right?
Yeah.
There's
It's a huge number.
400,000 retirees.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a huge swath of people and everyone interacts with state
loves
employees.
them or is a neighbor to them.
Yeah. And they use public services. Everyone uses public.
Yeah.
So if you care about public services, you should care about
our issues
and our endorsements.
Yeah. And as you were saying, you got I can never say this word, municipalities.
Municipality.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Let's just make it a group.
Local government. Yeah. And they're a major part that we are attached to and touch.
Well, what's your plans for 2026? I mean, you've already talked about it, obviously, but 2026 is coming up quick, right?
Yes, it's coming up real quick.
Do you have any endorsement interviews planned or meetings or anything?
We actually have a meeting this Saturday.
Okay.
And we're going to sit down and talk, to put everything in motion for, I call it Operation Embrace the EMPAC.
Okay.
And we're setting everything up for that. That's boots on the ground. That's sitting down, figuring out which candidates that we're going to talk about endorsing, if we do any endorsements for the primary. And in that way, we are prepared for the general election. Because the general election, I would like for EMPAC and Scenic to cover North Carolina.
I guess this is maybe one thing you're talking about on Saturday, but how active will we be in the primary?
Yeah, that's what you guys will discuss on Saturday.
That's what we're going to discuss, yeah.
Because the primary is kind of sticky for us and any association.
Yes.
Because we obviously aren't partisan. Like we've reiterated that time and again. But the general is surely going to be very hotly contested this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. John, yes. Like I said, that one, I want us, when I say boots on the ground, I want us to be rocking and rolling the individuals that we endorse, to be able to help them get their positions. And in that way, when they get up to legislature, they remember state employees.
Well, let me ask you a question, and maybe I can bring Sammy in. This question seems to come up like every time we have a interview. How do we get younger people involved particularly in EMPAC and the political side of scenic,
Well,
especially younger state employees.
yeah, younger state employees, from what I'm gathering, the telephone is the app and everything. So that's something that is on my list to go over with certain things. Because, like I said earlier, I'm an older state employee. I'm retired.
How important is it to get those younger folks involved?
It's very important because most of the votes come from the younger generation.
Oh, and it's new energy.
Yeah, it's brand new energy. It's hard to get a younger person to work at the polling site, but they're more active and actually starting to understand that politics are part of their life.
Yeah.
And if we can get them activated and motivated, we can take...
Yeah, and when they know about candidates,
Yes,
they talk to their friends on social media like crazy, and that is... Gosh, that's more valuable than standing at a poll.
Well, we have a
that's
young
like
person.
the previous podcast that you had, where we had the younger staff here talking about it.
Yes. Sammy, where do we go? What do we do? How do we get you folks involved? You speak for a generation, Sammy. Come on.
I know. I don't like the pressure because sometimes for me, when it comes to talking to my friends about politics, because a lot of my friends do lean more towards one side or another. So we do avoid that conversation in our friend group a lot. So for me, as someone who sits pretty dead in the center, it's almost like if I mention anything of politics, it's like throwing a bomb up in the air and saying, duck and cover, hopefully no one explodes.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I mean, everything is so volatile right now.
Isn't it crazy that somebody in the center is the one that is considered the bomb now?
Yeah.
Like, how nuts is that? Like,
It really is. I found, though, that, people are very in tune with their issues that they care about, like on both sides.
Yeah.
But when you bring up something like state employees, it's more of a centrist issue, and it's, you can get both sides to kind of talk about it. And
because it affects everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what EMPAC is. We listen, especially us being bipartisan. Like I said earlier, your issues that are Republican or Democrat, bring them to us. We'll sit down and talk. We'll find a happy medium and everything.
So in many ways, scenic is the future of America, and we can save this country
oh my goodness.
From our
Oh my goodness.
partisanship, right?
Well, I do think, in real seriousness, I do think we're really proud of the way we conduct ourselves in terms of being very open-minded, taking each politician as who they are, how they vote, what they're willing to stand up for. And I think that's really getting rare, unfortunately. But I did want to say, you always have a certain number of retirees who are going to show up and absolutely get vocal in elections. But as far as the young people go, one of the things I'm really impressed with is how you're pulling in those committees Suzanne mentioned within Scenic that are committees built around younger membership and trying to make sure they're included. And because that is where so much energy is going to come from. And I think that's a great thing you're doing.
Those committees are EMPAC and Scenic's future.
That's right.
Because the more they get involved, I'm not going to always be here. The older people are going to be, they're the ones who's going to take up the mantle for us.
Yeah.
Those younger individuals are the ones that we need to teach what we're doing now so that they can carry it on farther.
Yeah.
Well, Junior, anything else you want to talk about? Well, we'll probably have you on several times this year. You're going to be very busy.
It's a big year.
So we just want everyone to get to know you a little bit. And anything else you want to talk about?
Just want to say I appreciate you inviting me. And if you are not a EMPAC member, please think about it, look at it. We're happy to have you.
Where would they go to look at that, Junior?
You can go on the Scenic website and go under the
EMPAC. EMPAC has its own thing on the homepage, and then also under advocacy. Yeah.
And Scenic website's www.scenic.org.
Yeah. /EMPAC will get you there too.
Yeah.
So cool. There's several different ways.
Yeah. And if can't do that, talk to your district EMPAC personnel or the area chair. We're happy to talk to you, or call us.
Call Junior. Give your number.
I feel like a lot of our members, obviously everyone pays attention to politics these days, like a lot, especially with 95% of our people voting. Like, there's a lot of folks that would love to have an avenue to affect politics, but
and if you want to make those decisions for Scenic.
And I think they need to get involved.
Yeah. A lot of people will say online, I don't like who y'all endorse. Well, get involved because you're the one that would get to make the decision.
All right.
Yes.
And we get that every time on both sides.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. You know you're doing something right when both sides are
That's
hitting that.
true.
It really is true. Well, it's great to have you in here, but you're not getting away yet. You're going to have to go through the gauntlet of our question of the week. First off, I guess Sammy said she didn't have a huge Gen Z topic this week, except what was it?
So the Stranger Things series finale just came out on New Year's Eve. And since then, there were a lot of people who were not happy about the finale. They did not like how it ended. And so
No spoilers. I'm on season 4.
No spoilers. But then people all over the internet came up with this theory. They all turned into Swifties overnight is what it felt like with our theories of when things are coming out. And they created something called Conformity Gate, which was basically this theory that there's a secret 9th episode that they're going to release. The theory was that it was going to be released yesterday because they were like, there's so many 7s. There's so many Easter eggs. And it's like, oh my gosh. I'm like,
It's funny when the Swifties are calling somebody crazy. Right?
I know. Because there was also people all over social media saying, it's like, can we get the
I am
Swifties
fascinated by this.
to talk these Stranger Things fans through their denial? Because that's what people are saying. It's like the Swifties have been through this enough. They've clowned for so many different things.
So you're saying during a Stranger Things episode would be a great time for a political ad, apparently.
No, because no one will pause it for a political ad.
Right. I'm thinking 20 years ago, aren't I?
It was a good thought, though.
It's so funny to watch the Stranger
Scenic.
Stranger Things. Like if you binge watch it, which we've been doing, like you watch every season, and these kids like grow up so fast.
Because this show
Right.
started
Like-
in 2016.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
They start like 11 and now they're like 34.
Now they're 22. Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
Now,
she's like a full.
She was 11 years old.
Yeah.
She is now 22 with her own daughter and a husband.
Oh. Didn't she marry Bon Jovi's kid?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jake Bon Jovi.
Yeah, it's like
God, we're so old.
was it Beverly Hills 90210 and all those teenagers were like 40.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty crazy. So the Swifties are looking down on the Stranger
We're
Things
not
folks?
looking down on them because I am also one of the people who watch.
Do they have a
Stranger
title?
Things.
Like, do they have a like Swifties? Do they have like a name? Stranger Thing heads or anything?
Not really.
Strange.
I think people, though, they were just saying, they were like, can we get the Swifties in here to help them cope with the fact that it's over, it's done? Because the Swifties go through this denial every single time we think we're getting a new album.
They might actually regenerate a new Stranger Things with as much talk. as
We
they
know
That's
there's
true.
going to be a
That's true.
spinoff. We already know there's going to be
Starring
a
Taylor
spinoff.
Swift.
Oh.
And then they also have a documentary coming out on the 12th of the making of season 5. And so I'm like, it's not over, guys. You're still getting more. It's just
Yeah.
not the same.
Artists, have you watched Stranger Things at all?
No, I haven't actually.
It's based
But
in
I
like
mean,
the
I do
80s.
It is.
hear from everybody they like it.
Starts in
I
19.
watched
It's pretty
the
cool to-
first season.
It's pretty cool
back
to
when
see
it
all
first
the
came out.
nostalgia, but yeah, I couldn't get it as into it as my kids and
Yeah.
wife have. But yeah.
My mom loved the first season, and then they took too long to come out with the second season. That she was like, I'm bored now.
It also kind of I'll say that it kind of drags a little bit for me.
I'm currently watching Jersey Shore Family Reunion.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
All righty then.
Well,
cool.
You know,
Like binge watching?
I have been, yeah.
This is so fun.
Well, I finished Stranger Things and then went back to my true crime documentaries. And so I finally finished the Ed Gein documentary.
Oh, that one was
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
And the Monsters one.
Yeah.
Woo.
And then I just decided that I was going to watch the O.J. Simpson trial documentary.
Oh, yeah, that one's.
Oh, yeah.
If
That
you
one's
didn't live through
interesting.
that, you
That
need to
one's
live-
so interesting because you have defense attorneys from his defense saying "No, he did it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It was a crazy time.
And
to live
they were
It
saying,
was.
because
It's a
he
very
had
crazy-
the
It
dream
was.
team of defense. So they were saying, they were like, we were sitting there questioning,
I love it.
how
that
are we going to
she's-
win this case?
She's just discovering something.
Oh, no, I knew all about this. I just finally decided to sit down and watch the documentary because I remember hearing when he passed away that he made the people who came and talked to him sign an NDA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It is funny,
And I'm
though.
like,
It's such
really?
ancient history to you. I heard about John Wilkes Booth and O.J. Simpson.
Hey, did you hear we went to the moon?
This is where we, right after the Gen Z moment, make fun of Gen Z.
Yeah. It's a
just-
backlash moment. We do it every
talked
time.
so wrong. Yeah, we were
Sorry,
talking about it
Sammy.
yesterday.
So, Junior, what are you watching?
Actually, Bleach.
Oh, what is that?
Bleach is an anime
Oh, okay,
about
okay.
Ichigo Kurosaki.
Very cool.
Yeah. Since my son's in Japan, I started watching anime a whole lot more.
Nice.
We didn't even talk about your family. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tell us about your family. It's just
All right. I have a 26-year-old son that's in the military, married. I have a grand puppy, not a grandbaby. But
Oh,
well, that's probably better.
I was about to say, be happy with that for now. My
Yeah.
parents are.
no, I made a deal. Hey, have a child. Me and my wife will take the child for 3 years. Y'all don't have to come back.
You went to Japan
Yeah.
not too long ago.
Yeah,
didn't
went
you,
to
visit?
Japan to visit him. He's headed off to Italy next. So that's
He's
the next.
stationed?
Oh.
Yeah, he'll be
Oh,
stationed
okay.
in Italy next. So that's the next vacation.
What
There
branch
you
is he
go.
in?
He's in the Army. He's
Okay.
E5 MP.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife works for the state. She'll have 30 years this May. Yeah.
your beautiful wife keeps you dressed sharp at all scenic
Yes,
events.
yeah. She's my go-to because give me a pair of jeans, holy jeans, and a t-shirt, and I'm happy.
And Mary
Yep.
says, no, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Well, that's awesome. And if you saw Junior, you wouldn't believe that he's retired already.
At
Mm-mm.
all.
Young as he looked.
No,
So.
very young and vibrant.
Well, let's get to the question of the week. And Sammy came up with this one too because I was slacking. Sammy, you do it.
So I was thinking on my way in this morning, what is your anthem for this year? Because everyone talks about you got a song that you think of in New Year's that you're like, this is going to be my anthem for the new year. This is how I'm going to live my life, or what I want to think about whenever I'm like, how do I want to make my life look this year?
Mm.
Oh, you're going to have to go first on that one.
Well, mine's not necessarily. So I say I'm in my healing era because, I'm in therapy. Everyone needs a little therapy.
Amen.
And I'm working on being a recovering people pleaser.
Oh, yeah.
And so my song, my anthem for this year is from Taylor Swift's new album called Canceled, where she says, it's a good thing I like my friends canceled. Because sometimes I feel like just for saying no to something so simple, I'm like, people are going to hate me because I said no to going to this one party. And so I'm just like, you know what? If I get canceled for saying no to things, who cares?
What about you, Suzanne?
What you got?
I
You
have
said you had
so many.
something.
It changes. It changes. On my way to work today, I was listening to Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, you still
Yeah, you throw a little Limp Bizkit into the mix there. Yeah, I don't know that I have a specific. There's a band called The Who, not The Who, but The Who, H-U, and they are a Mongolian rock band. So they do the throat singing thing. Look them up. They are awesome. But Jacoby Shaddix does a version of their song Wolf Totem, and that is like my hype song. There are times when we're going to the legislature and it's just going to be a lit
Wolf
day.
Totem.
Wolf Totem. And I'll put that song on, and by the time I get there, I'm feeling pretty daggone good.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's
That's a
awesome.
deep cut.
It's just a great
I'm
song
gonna listen to
though.
that.
And interesting. It's just interesting music.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned The Who before we started recording, and each time you say it, all I can think of Who's is from Whoville, from The Grinch.
Well, most people think of the classic band, The Who.
The Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just think of
It's
Whoville.
H-U, The Who.
Junior, do you have an anthem for the year?
Actually, it's for EMPAC for me. It's Believe for It. It's by Miss Weiner. And believing that we're going to get this done.
Awesome.
That's
you
what
have
this
a
year
good answer.
is. I have a new motto that's coming out, and it's one voice, one family. That's what EMPAC is.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
So I don't know if I have an anthem for the year. There are a lot of songs like Bulls on Parade I've been listening to
Yes.
recently a lot, given certain things. But I am trying to be a little more chill this year and a little more cognizant of my finances and just being a little more grown up. And I've been listening to Wichita Lineman for some
Oh,
reason.
that's such a
It's a very chill
good.
song, and the message of the song is probably not chill, but just the melody and everything. It's very so.
It is
Check that one out.
Well, it just takes you
Sammy.
back to a time.
It does. It's just very
Being sort of
relaxing.
different.
Yeah, so I like that song. But yeah. What about you, Artis?
I mean, I'm like you. I'm trying to be more chill.
Yeah.
So for me, chill is the Braveheart soundtrack.
Oh.
That is the best.
It is
soundtrack.
because
That is the best.
because it evokes those feelings of chill that I get from thinking about how all that nature
Yeah.
and how quiet it is, and
Yeah.
but how moving it is.
Funny story about that soundtrack, and then I'll hush. But my first wedding, I've been married twice, to get that out of the way. But my first wedding, I had the big, beautiful wedding, and the music from the soundtrack of Braveheart was my
like
music.
Rose and Thistle.
Nice.
I came down the aisle to, well, it was Braveheart and First Night, but I came down the aisle to Queen Guinevere's wedding march.
I can so see you doing that.
Yes, I had a crown.
That's
Oh,
I'll probably be doing a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. That's a great
So,
soundtrack.
yeah, Braveheart soundtrack is so
Oh, I
beautiful.
gotta check that out then. Braveheart. I just
I
think
can
of
think of that.
like I can't see how that would be chill because it's all about like Scottish battles and
Yeah.
Most of the music's really
Yeah, it's
very
just
mellow.
kind of like
beautiful
Gaelic
music.
songs. Like, is it like?
But I mean, most of it, to be honest, is instrumental.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I think it's funny. You guys are trying to be more chill, and I'm trying to be less chill.
Yeah.
I
I
can't.
think I'm
age,
just
yeah.
trying to be a little more like appreciative.
We're
of
we're
my life.
Yeah,
we're to the point,
gratitude.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy,
New name?
not even close to Sam,
Yeah, at all.
except for the S. We're to the point where we have to make sure we don't have a stroke.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
So
I'm trying to keep my heart
So,
rate.
yeah.
That's where we are in life.
we got to chill.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
awesome.
young and vibrant. You can have fun.
Yeah. It may cost us if
Or
we
get mad as hell.
One the other.
Yeah, by the end of the year, I'm sure we will.
Oh, it'll be.
There will be no more
It'll
chill.
be-
By the end of the month.
By April, yeah, especially in April,
I
we'll be
forgot
like,
track 5 from Braveheart, where they're at Bannockburn and tearing everybody up.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in, Junior. It's a
Appreciate
pleasure to
it.
have you here. Always fun to talk to you, and everyone enjoy their week.